Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Did you think we were done with the boys? Well, if so, you thought wrong. Today we're tackling Wee Hughie, which I will be saying in my usual Canadian accent because, well, my Scottish one would just, you don't want it. As always, get ready for a mix of facts and spoilers, always spoilers. I'm Sasha and these are the top 10 scary the boys Wee Hughie facts you need to know. Side note, someone told me to stop making jokes about how the title is grammatically incorrect, which I say, no. The world must know that we know. And not everyone watches every video, so this is for all of you just stumbling in wondering just why is it called this? Well, grammar is dead because Wee Hughie kicked its head off. Let's get started. Number 10. His comic book design was based off of Simon Pegg. We're not just talking inspired by, he's just straight up Simon Pegg. This was because when Garth Ennis and artist Derek Robertson were designing the character, they said they wanted someone who captured innocence and tough determination, a hard combo to pull off. And then they watched Space and Shaun of the Dead, and felt that lead actor Simon Pegg captured those traits perfectly. They liked him and his character so much that they made the character Scottish as well. Also, not enough people know about Spaced. It's hilarious. Simon Pegg has never minded this, quite the opposite in fact. He wrote an introduction for one of the trades and was hoping to play the character in an adaptation, but by the time they finally adapted it, he was too old. Number 9. Manipulated. So Wee Hughie spends most of the comic being the viewpoint through which the readers discover the world. He has questions and we have the same questions, so it works. But at the same time, he is very easily manipulated, specifically by Butcher. He is constantly being placed in situations he isn't comfortable with, and forced to escalate to levels of violence he hadn't thought he could reach. He's even manipulated into breaking up with Starlight. He really doesn't get his own sense of agency until the series' very conclusion, which leads us directly into number 8. Number 8. Frustrating. Hughie is designed to be a little frustrating for the reader because he doesn't learn from his mistakes. So you're left wondering why he keeps doing the same thing over and over, and why he doesn't seem to be progressing. He is, just slowly, and all of this was deliberate, with Ennis stating that the fact that he doesn't learn from his mistakes will ultimately pay off. And well, it kinda does. But not for all of the things. Ennis wanted the series to be shocking, so if Hughie caught on to what was going on earlier, we wouldn't have had some of those things happen. Of all the things in the series, the discovery of MM's mom in the basement, that was the limit for me. I much prefer the Homelander's breast fetish. That was a sentence I just said. Number 7. Detective. So the reason that Hughie is being manipulated by Butcher is that he is naturally a very observant person, so he needs to be distracted, otherwise he would have caught on to Butcher's plan much earlier. That plan being to destroy all heroes powered by Compound V. The problem is this plan would also take out people who had been tangentially or accidentally exposed, so lots of casualties. Hughie isn't for this, and the rest of the boys wouldn't have been either. And not just because they've all come into contact with Compound V either, but because it's wrong. But like we mentioned in our general facts video, this is a series without heroes. Number 6. $19 billion. One of the early events in the series is that Butcher injects Hughie with Compound V without his consent, so that he's powered up, and this also leads to his first kill, where he puts his fist right through a soup by accident, and then a hamster crawls out of the soup's butt. The comic series was doing the most. Well, the amount of V he gets injected with is worth $19 billion. With prices like that, it's no wonder the amount of soups is kept in check. Yeah, that's only in the evil corporation price range. Number 5. Giant tapeworm. Really, I could have called this point Weird Childhood, but I wanted to lead with the tapeworm. This is just on here cause, well, it's odd. Wee Hughie has a history with a giant tapeworm, which is disgusting. Tapeworms are gross. Also, his whole childhood just has a bunch of bizarre occurrences that have shaped him into the traumatized man he has become. Like being there when an airline pilot had a breakdown mid-flight. You know how the boys is about airplanes. Nothing good happens on planes in this series. Hughie is actually pretty resentful of his family who coddle him, but other people feel he is lucky to have them. People like Starlight. Number 4. Hughie and Starlight. The relationship between Annie and Hughie is one of the bright spots of the boys series. Two people who manage to find themselves in bad circumstances and discover each other and themselves. The comics differ from the series in that the period where the two don't know each other's identities is much longer. Though the TV series update makes more sense, especially in a digital age where Starlight's face is plastered everywhere. She doesn't have a domino mask or hypnotic Kryptonian glasses, so yeah, he would recognize her. They sat right next to each other on a bench. The thing is, Starlight is used as another point of manipulation for Hughie by Butcher, who has the tape of Starlight's initiation, which he shows shows to Hughie, prompting him to break up with her for a time because he can't handle it. They eventually sort it out though, and Hughie becomes even more enraged when he learns that the A-Train was one of the people who wanted Starlight to join just so they could abuse her because she looked sweet and innocent. Which is a perfect segue into number 3, which is he killed the A-Train. This is one of those moments of escalation by Butcher, but at this point Hughie is getting wise to the fact that he is being manipulated. But again, this goes back to the not learning thing, he will still do things that he knows he's being manipulated into doing. At this point he snaps because he learns of how the A-Train treated Starlight. Robin and Starlight, it's too much. He kicks the A-Train's head right off. So I guess you can stop the A-Train. I've been waiting all video to make that terrible joke. Number 2, he kills Butcher, and even that he was manipulated into doing. Yeah, Hughie's a pretty passive protagonist at points. Passive meaning he is often driven by the action rather than the action driving him. So after Butcher's plan is ultimately unveiled, he is injured and left paralyzed, and Hughie, while furious, is reluctant to cross that final line. And then Butcher tells him that he killed his family. He didn't, but Hughie doesn't know that, so he stabs him. Butcher is super unlikable in the comics. Thank goodness for Carl Urban. That makes him likable to me at least. And number 1, Black Noir. So wee Hughie was raped by Black Noir. Why? Why not? A man made sweet, sweet love to an asteroid to save the world in this series. Hughie keeps this to himself for quite a while, and by the time he tells the rest of the team, so many other things are happening that it's met with kind of a meh reaction. This happens during Herogasm, because Herogasm was doing the most of the most. Some say you can skip Herogasm, and I mean, yeah, technically, but if you're in for a penny in for a pound, right? Side note bonus fact, in the TV series, Hughie is played by Jack Quaid, who is the son of Dennis Quaid and Meg Ryan, whose marriage broke up because she cheated on him with Russell Crowe. Just some useless knowledge I had, I thought I would share. So those were 10 more Scary the Boys facts. I see you down there, joshing, ribbing about how it's not scary, how you're all a bunch of mad lads. Keep it coming. I'm Sasha, thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.